that was very festive, wasn't it?
It was indeed, yes. As Goon was saying, it was like just a massive version of Blackpool Illuminations.
Yeah, it was. A racing circuit miles and miles away from home. But well worth the drive. If you get a chance to go, go. Now, we've got 14 miles of range, and if we'd been in the previous gen, we'd be a bit panicked by now, wouldn't we?
Well, we would be, but in this one, we're not.
Yep. Why? Is it because we've travelled in so many EVs and we're kind of aware of how it works?
I think it's a combination of that and the long range that you get with this.
Yeah, and having the faith that you know that when we get to this next charger, because it's had some updates on Zap Map app, that we should have absolutely no problems charging.
And also, as we found out on this part of the road trip on the way down, the real world figures, even though it's cold, have been holding really true, haven't they? True
well, that's it, I suppose. You're right. Yeah, you get 14 miles as opposed to 4.
Yeah.
Or 7. That's what I loved about the MG5. It was accurate.
Oh yeah, it was like, spot on. Like this. It just means that we've got unlimited ideas of where we could go with a range of this kind.
Yeah, that's it. We can drive to London in one go.
Yeah, it's bonkers that.
Yeah.
I mean, we'd still need to stop and refresh ourselves.
Yeah, and it's probably wise to keep it above 40 miles just so you're aware, but yeah, it's no problem, is it? Yes, we will charge you.
We are on our way to charging.
So now it's told me I've got 7% of battery and I've got no range in miles at all. It's just gone dash, dash, dash. When you get to around 12 miles, it will essentially tell you you've got no miles left. And there's our garage. Awesome.
Excellent. Wonderful.
So, let's find it.
Yes. Over there.
There they are.
Destination reached.
Looks like no one.
Well done out there.
Thank you.
I'll be ready for the next mission.
We are.
Just wake me.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Transport to Settle.
Yes.
What does that say? Chademo and CCS.
Excellent.
Here we are at our third charger. Now, if you remember last time we did this, we ended up going to about 7 or 8. The fact that we've got to number 3 and it was only 1 that wasn't working, it's pretty good. It shows that the infrastructure of EV chargers is certainly increasing. And this is a BP Polar and 150 kilowatts. So it'll be interesting to see how fast it charges. This, as far as we know, charges at 100 kilowatts per hour. We've still got our festive hats on.
Now it's time to charge. I've made sure that my app is open and ready, and I've put in the serial number that matches this charging point. And I'm going to open the port because it says start your charge, and I'm going to plug it in. Open your port, click and open the top one, click and open the bottom one.
Ooh, hinged.
Yes. Let me get my charger, and I'm going to. Oh, God, this
That's
is
a beast.
It is. There we go. It's showing 107 up to 175 kilowatts. Number 1.
That's
CCS.
even faster. My word.
Start. It's waking up the pulse point. It's talking to the machine.
So this should charge rather rapidly. And then we'll be able to monitor it on our iSmart app. That's the benefits of having an app for your car. Something that we just never had last time. I know I keep harping on about it, but it just makes charging so much easier.
Go with passcode, hold now reader, down.
Or just touch it on it. There you go.
Oh, right, I didn't know it had to do that.
Yeah, the security. So let's look at your app.
Preparing for liftoff.
There we go.
Definitely charging.
Until it's getting cold now. Losing our teeth. Time for garage. Reset. And there we go. So if you run the vehicle status, that will then refresh your charge.
Parked and charging. We've already got an extra % there.
Yeah, there we go.
Excellent.
4.69 kilowatt delivered. It's going to take 1 hour 16 minutes till we have a full charge. I reckon it'll get quicker than that, to be honest, but we'll soon find out. So it's time to have a break and recharge. Ah, local there. Yon fella from Settle. Yeah. We've got 212 miles of range. And we've got a journey of 197. So what we're going to try and do is get home on that. And I think we'll do it. Well, stop the charging because you can stop it from the app.
There we go.
Let's go and unplug.
Oh.
It's already done it.
Yeah, either that or we were gabbing and we didn't hear the word. Okay, so bottom.
It's a lot easier without the rubber bungs, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Far quicker.
Let me just have a look at the app and see if there's anything I need to do on here.
Shouldn't be. Thank you, BP Charge Master. Bowler.
Thank you, BP Polar Bear.
Oh, this makes it a bit easier to reverse out, doesn't it, having a 360 camera? Homeward bound. What is it, 197 miles, did we say?
198.
Well, that's typical. The route we were going to go back, as soon as we pulled out the garage, the road is closed. Literally about, what, 20 foot from where we started. So, it's now rerouted. Surprisingly, it's the same distance.
Second exit. Getting close.
So, that's a point. Let's put it in eco mode. Ben's natural enemy, but hey, needs must. So according to this, we've got 211 miles of range, 84% of battery. Now what we did notice on that charge then
Take the second exit.
was when it got to 80%, it decided it would slow it down. So it went from 78 kilowatt charge to
26 and a bit.
yeah, or kilowatt per hour, whatever it is. It went from 76 to 28 anyway, and then progressively got a bit slower. So when you get to 80%, don't be surprised if that happens.
The roundabout.
So I'm going to use adaptive as much as possible as well, and then that way it's the car running the system rather than me.
You never know, we might be able to recoup some.
I think we will actually. Travel at about 50 miles an hour on these A roads. The lights are very good, aren't they?
Yeah. And they're so quick.
Well, it's the difference between night and day, if you remember what the old one.
Yeah.
Self-dip working very well. Well, now we're on the A roads. We've still got 211 miles. So it's not even going down. The coasting's working.
Yeah, it's because you've done 8 miles in real terms and 2 miles in range.
Yeah.
Excellent.
The difference is eco doesn't feel underpowered either.
It doesn't at all, does it?
No, I never thought I'd say that.
Because in other cars that we've been in, there is a significant drop.
Yeah, you feel the serious like throttle down of power, but
yeah.
not in this.
So far this has been the most successful road trip, hasn't it?
It has. So 400 miles, well 420 miles in what, about 18 hours?
Mm-hmm.
That's it. These things will happen. You might be thinking, oh, I need to go on holiday or whatever, but you may just need to go and pick something up, like, I don't know, you've just adopted a walrus from the zoo and you need to carry it here. And it's good to know that you can just literally do it off the bat. Boing!
Oh, that was more of a kaboomph than a boing.
Great composure. It's using the vehicle in front, so it's not going to over accelerate.
No, that's a wiggledy-piggledy.
I was going to say we should be on a motorway and we've got that instead. Far more engaging. That's interesting. The harder I turn then, I'm sure it throttled down the power. I wonder if it's got some kind of system built into it for steering. Let's test it here. It does. It does. If you turn sharp when you're going around a bend,
It will slow you
or
down.
sharper, yeah, it will actually slow you down. I mean, don't go testing it into hairpins and things, but yeah, no, it will.
Yeah, I can hear it there.
It's gone down from 47 miles an hour down to 41 and now down to 38. I'm not braking at all. One pedal driving. Well, it's actually no pedal driving.
Blimey.
I know.
Clever car.
Yeah. I wonder it's taking us to M40. So it is actually taking us the right way now.
Yeah. Mandre. I have to say it correctly. Like Algernon.
I did.
He does not say it like that.
Who's
That sounds like a drunken bee. The importance of being earnest.
Algernon is the name of that mouse off
Yes.
Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Yes, and that's from the book.
Waddington Chipping
Flowers. No, Flowers for Algernon.
Flowers in the Attic. Ah!
Which is
You can scarf a pizza. No, we can go this way.
yes, which I think
Take the
is
third
where they got the
Stay
idea for the
frosty.
lawnmower man.
Oh. We're in Eco, we're now at 70 and it says we've got 199 miles. So we've got 10 miles over. And I think it's going to stay at that, to be honest.
Ideally, we need to keep it at that if we can, because we do need a buffer.
Yeah.
A buffer pig.
Driving at night, simple. It's one of those cars you can just jump in and drive it. It's comfortable inside, cabins, refined. You've got your heated seats. Doesn't seem to affect it with 3 people in. And we've got a little bit of luggage as well. Now I mentioned that we've not taken out a Regen 3, and that's because you don't need to on the motorway now. It seems to have built-in coasting, at least adaptive. But the thing is, you can still use 1 and 2 when you're on a country road. 142 miles range and 152 miles to go. Why is it still 40? I don't understand why they do this. Now we're down to 30 miles an hour, so let's really, really enrage all drivers behind us. Smart motorways? Not really. Oh,
Somebody just got gripped.
Yeah, I think we've actually gained a mile already.
Yeah, so at least we can get to Calmforth.
Yeah.
Oh, well, the actual M6 is shut.
And then we can find a Chinese. Pardon? It isn't mile for mile at 70, but it doesn't lose that much either. So as long as you've got like 270 miles of range and you're going, say, 230, 240 miles, you're all good.
Oh, check that out.
I was going to say, I told you the LEDs were good. Oh, there's the lane keep assist saying no. Look at that.
Yeah, it's really clear, isn't it?
Like the previous gen, I've noticed when it starts going up hills, it does deplete miles a little quicker. We are going to need to charge again, unless we can recoup very heavily in the roadworks sections. But I suppose it's almost what you kind of expect. The thing about the toll is a lot of it is quite uphill, especially when you're going north, and that's bound to take its toll.
I see what you did there.
It's the far one, wasn't it?
Yes, because the one here, nearest one, wasn't working.
Yeah.
And here we are again.
We are indeed. But luckily, we're the only ones.
So here we are at Grid Serve at Norton Keynes.
Yeah, grid
And
serve, that's new. It wasn't that last time.
It was not. So, number 1, plug in your vehicle. Top one first, open. Bottom one, open. Get the charge port, so we're going to go with number 2.
Now, 2 of these weren't working before, so we're hoping this is the one that does. It's looking hopeful.
Yes, the light has gone on.
120 kilowatts as well. Let's have a just.
I've heard a word, that's good.
Charging is delayed, and there we go, preparing to charge. Well, that was fast.
We like.
So when that goes green, we're charging. Let's go in
And use
and have a break. So what we take away from this is, if you travel a touch over 70, then it will not be mile for mile. If you're traveling about 65, it will be. I bet we're depleting because it's so cold as well. I reckon it's probably -2 here.
That wind chill is not nice.
So there we are. We've actually managed to charge at Norton Keynes this time.
So 11 o'clock at night is a good time to charge it.
I was going to say, yeah, it's the perfect time, isn't it? Ooh, cheese and chili Pringles. There's a crazy minion going mad.
Hello!
So there we are. We've finished our charge at the Grid Serve Electric Highway at Norton Keynes. So we've got 177. If it was fully topped up, we'd have about 261. And I think that's possibly due to it being cold. It should be closer to 270. So anyway, onward and upwards. 3rd charge of the day. I'm sure they've improved the sound system. I know you've got a 6-speaker system, but the bass is not a bad system at all.
No, it's very good. Back to the banging tunes?
Yeah. 173 miles. And we've got, what is it, about 130 to go?
I will tell you now. It is 129 now.
And we're coming up on the toll plaza now. Ooh.
3, 2, 1.
Believe it or not, we used no mileage doing that. Still got 173. Adaptive cruise makes a 400-mile trip just easy.
Yeah.
And you've got, like I mentioned before, all the Overwatch as well. So the whole of MG Pilot's suite. And The adaptive cruise is very responsive, as is the high beam assist. The ride, comfortable. Realistically, we've been in the car and sat in these seats on and off for about 8 hours, and it's only now that I'm starting to feel a bit
Fatigued.
It'd be nice to lie down, but it would have helped to have
Speed
lumbar
cameras.
support. So we don't seem to be depleting miles as fast as we were before, which is nice.
Well, oddly enough, it doesn't feel as cold now.
No, it's sitting at 165 miles now.
That is excellent.
That is strange. If it has increased 3 degrees, then that shows you the difference between the battery depletion when it's cold.
And not just cold, but like borderline freezing cold.
Yeah, so you get more.
Way
You get
more,
like
yeah.
like for like miles if it's a touch warmer. So it'd be interesting to see how it. My word, for some reason, no, it's the wagon swaying. If the wagon sway towards the line, the car's so attentive that it does start to brake because it thinks something's.
I felt that as
front
well.
of you, yeah.
I actually felt it pull a little, I think is the way to
pulls
describe it.
And then it slows down.
Yeah.
Does that mean the carriageway should?
I did tell you that junction something
Yeah, but which
is shut.
junction?
I think 14 to 15 is shut.
Right, so we're going on.
So it's actually a really good idea we stop there to get some extra charge
Yeah, it is.
to cope with the diversion.
Why is it saying we arrived back at 2:25? Well, Annabelle, it seems we're in the same place again. Now I understand why it was trying to get us to go off. I suppose the benefit of this is we're definitely going to recoup, aren't we?
Yes.
159 mile range, 115 miles to go. Now I understand why it says we will arrive back at 2:25. What is it about MGZ SUVs and getting stuck in horrendous traffic?
On the M6 North.
Oh, the battery button now on the centre console brings
Oh.
up this. Maybe due to the temperature, it now says 100% is 216 miles.
And before it said 239 or
So
something.
something's affected that.
The maximum level of charge will vary depending on factors such as temperature, whether you've had the heating on full whack, you've used the heated seats, lights, etc. Which means you get a realistic range, say 240 miles, as opposed to the maximum 263.
If you've noticed, it tells me there's a vehicle in front of me, which isn't that special. But the fact that it knows it's a wagon is.
Oh yeah.
2.8 miles per kilowatt per hour at the moment. Well, our worst fears have been realised. We've been taken off the M6. We've got 157 miles of range. We're in Regen 3, 75% of battery. And we've got 113 miles to go. Now, diversions may seem like a bad thing, but interestingly, in an electric vehicle, they can actually be quite good. Because I've just noticed now, we must have done 8 or 9 miles and we've only used about 2 or 3 miles of range. And we've been travelling around 30 miles an hour to 50, which explains why you can increase it by 100 miles for the range when you go into urban. I mean, 370 mile range in the city is starting to take its toll.
Let's just
What
have
is
a little
it
bit of
about
light on this.
flaming diversions and ZSEVs? We never get diversions in any other vehicles. Whenever we drive one of these,
You look like a cockatiel.
thank you.
Oh,
Where are we?
what's going on?
The A500.
Oh,
Yeah. Shrewsbury, where you'll find voles and shrews.
It's a bury of
Yeah, and they're buried.
a borough of shoes. Oh, I can't even talk anymore. Oh.
Let's indicate weasels. Oh well, everyone seems to be running the red like it's going out of fashion. The good thing is,
Entering average speed check zone.
we did about 13 miles and used about 3 miles of range.
And at the moment we have 147 and we've got 100 miles to go. Woohoo!
So, yeah, I was going to say we've got 47 miles over then. haven't
Again.
we? We're back on the M6 northbound. It's now
Hooray.
started raining. Yay!
But we're moving at a decent speed again.
I was going to say, we'll be back by...
According to this,
2:36
in the morning.
And what time is it?
It's
1:00.
12:58.
Well, we're 80 miles from home now. We've got 124 miles of range. And I think in front of us, we have a stranded vehicle. Annabelle and I have just both been discussing about yams as well and trying to work out whether there is another name for a yam. A bit like an aubergine and an eggplant. Thank you, Master Chief. Whoa, 40, man. Weigh in on the yam debate, by all means.
Hazard reported ahead.
Because I am...
This could be a
What I am.
Indeed.
And what I am needs no excuses. Let's go with the song.
There's no yam.
No yam, there's no use for you. I don't know.
Yam.
As I say, we've gotten to the gibber point of the whole review. The randomness ensues.
Well, we're off yam now, aren't we?
Oh yeah, we're in
what was
total
that
jibber
place-
jabber mode.
What was that place in Kendal where the pizzas are?
Well, Pizza Express.
No, you muppet. No, there's a place, some kind of Kendal lingo, isn't it? And it's a pub.
Oh, the Spit and Crackle.
No!
I know. As soon as I said it, I was
Dave,
like,
can you remember what it's called?
Muppet.
They get
Oh, Ganyam.
Ganyam.
Yeah,
there you
Ganyam.
go.
Yeah, there's an actual place called Ganyam.
Yeah, there's a pub called the Ganyam that does like micro.
Because there were three of them, weren't there? And they were
Polynesia
all
or whatever.
working after Toby Jug Carvery as well. Because I haven't done that for my birthday. I know, didn't
It is
I just got
100% Jivanunu.
You can do it. You can do it.
It's a Coca-Cola wagon. Okay, maybe
No,
not.
it's not.
It's a recovery truck, but it has like lights
Lots of
on it,
lights on it.
which makes it look a bit Coca-Cola-y.
It is getting to that time of year though, isn't it?
Was it? We
If it ain't
saw it,
broke,
didn't we? That
we
time?
did, honestly. It was like spotting a unicorn.
We had influenza at the time, didn't we?
Yeah, we thought we were tripping at first.
We did.
Oh no, yawns are contagious.
Yeah, we're all getting very tired, mind you. It's been a very, very long day. We've been in the car pretty much.
Nearly 12 hours.
Yeah. With fleeting get-outs to go to the toilet and
Yeah.
charge.
Remember, we did the lap in
I was
the
going to
car.
say, we spent most of the time in the car at Silverstone.
No.
We're just coming up to King Canute.
Because we're getting there now.
Knutsford. There we go, Knutsford. So that means we're not far from that viaduct, aqueduct.
Elwall Viaduct.
Elwall Viaduct, that's it. Which means we're not far from home. Yeah, 70 miles. But I have noticed whoever is looking after this vehicle has put some immense amount of wax on this windscreen. Look at it! All the water's just going up, like whee!
It's just beading right up, isn't it, really?
Yeah, it is.
Not even actually...
That is the correct term. You sound like a diesel.
Aye. We're actually seeing our disembodied hands floating around here because it's too dark. It's getting very trippy now.
We did last time.
Surreal. Ooh, cereal.
Cereal.
Like the weather forecast was correct.
Doesn't it?
Oh, cool.
We've gone from really cold and dry to stormy, heavy winds.
Stuck.
Yeah, in the right. Keeping both hands on the wheel now because it's making most of the carriageway.
Apparently, with the weather warning tomorrow, the temperature's going to drop, so this is going to turn to.
I see new Lim truck stop. Hola Lim.
Hola, bud.
Hola Lim.
At some point, somebody's going to have to count up how many references we've made to TV shows and films.
Films.
Yeah, films in our.
Adventures.
Yeah.
Exploits. Inland border.
Get your game face on.
Look at it. It's horrendous.
And yet it's still beating.
The thing is, the vehicle's staying well planted. It's not blowing around. It's, yeah, it feels good. It's very stable. I can't believe how many different types of weather we've driven through on this road trip.
It's almost like we've been in Aberdeen.
It's like we've been around the world.
As I say, we did do on the Lap of Light. I wonder if it's play on Lapland. Lap of Lights,
It
Lapland.
will be. It'll be Lapland and lights as well.
Yeah. Laplando lights.
Lapland.
Blah blah blah.
Right,
How
now
much
it's
is coming
the
down?
video clip of the BMW with the tail and antlers.
Because we've seen it.
We have.
They do exist.
They do.
They are just mythical creatures.
No.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, what's that? Looks like Wallace and Gromit. No, it's not. It's a couple.
That does not look like Wallace and Gromit. What the heck are you? Oh, what are you on, Benjamin?
Oh dear.
Oh, that's going to be one for the books. I have to tell you.
Everybody's. Alright, I'm not liking this. This is just horrendous. Everybody's doing like off-key maneuvers. That's the thing. It's always a fun adventure in one of these, isn't it? Whoa.
Always.
Weaker.
Oh gosh.
That's fine. No aquaplaning. All good.
Ooh.
So, let's have a look. 66 miles to go and 107 miles of range, travelling at 70. I've also noticed that we're not depleting our range anymore.
Not at all, really.
Yeah, because it's warmed up.
I think we've got into a pocket of warmer air, and it's. I'm sorry. I'm very tired. A warmer air, and it's. I'm just gonna be quiet now.
I'm just concentrating very heavily on the carriageway
car,
that
yeah.
looks more like a boating lake.
Did you know, fun fact, Keanu Reeves lists that as one of his musts.
Canoe.
Keanu Reeves!
That's not what you said. You said canoe. Canoe. King Canoe.
I don't know what Wookiee is, but that's what I'm doing.
Wookie.
Let the Wookiee win.
There's too much traffic.
What do you mean there's too much traffic? There's one truck. One! What the heck?
Oh no. Shutting 2 lanes again.
Oh, sweet lord. Ugh.
Sweet home Alabama.
Can you tell we're tired?
Push drunk.
Honestly, holding that camera up outside of the sunroof.
Yes,
It killed
minus
me.
92.
Yeah, it freaking killed me.
Oh dear. This is.
It's a bit Larry, isn't it?
Yeah.
No, we are very well planted.
Okay.
The car, not us.
Alright.
We're not plants, we're not mandrakes.
Garden reference. Where the heck are we going?
Home.
It's really confusing because I
Continue straight.
need to be in the right hand lane.
Not yet, no.
I do, because otherwise I'm going to the M Flaming 62.
Oh, I see what you mean.
Yeah, because those carriageways are out.
We've got one lane for the M6.
Yeah.
Yeah, junction 35.
Yes. Oh my word, we're on the
Hard shoulder.
good class as a hard shoulder.
You
Just in
do.
case you're wondering, you should watch Brassic. Brassic is absolutely, well, it kind of certainly sums up how we talk at some points. Yeah. What is going on here? Blooming heck! Look at this! What? Oh no!
Not
They're
another
taking off the
diversion.
carriage. Oh, no! No! Right, okay, the M6 is shut again. Brilliant. Right, lovely. Oh, this time we're going to go through Wigan and Lee. Grand. Yeah, brilliant. Right.
Ooh, hiss.
Do this. Hopefully we can get straight.
Straight back on it.
Well, that's a no.
That's a big
Exiting
no.
average speed enforcement
Great.
zone.
Road closed to rejoin, follow. We have to follow square.
Yeah. Right, we shall come back to you shortly because I'll have to help navigate, I think.
Navigation.
Flight of the Navigator, well, crawl of the Navigator is more like.
Ooh, Warrington.
Bank
Warrington
key.
Bank off key. Oh, we started economising again.
Well, yeah, we're on a diversion again, that's why.
Anyway, we've got 98 miles of range and 59 miles to go. M6, 2 miles. Ah, this might not be quite as
bad as the
challenging
last
previous one.
Yeah.
1 mile.
You try and get in the right lane and you realise there's something seriously up in front and you have to get in the other lane. We have picked a real night to go home. Let's have a range check. 95 miles left and 57 miles to go. We're now arriving back at 7 minutes to 3.
Take the first exit.
Oh, that's why a 40 foot has broken down. That's not ideal, is it? Yes. Join the carriageway.
Oh, thank goodness. Back on the motorway.
Yay. Now, all being well, this should be now a straightforward trip straight back to Silverdale. Oh yes, great. Then we've got the crag that's shut, so we have to go over.
So they're turning into a smart motorway. Great. Ugh.
Okay, so 56 miles, and we've got 93 miles of range, so we're doing well. Strangely, yet again, we're down to one carriageway out of 3 on the M6. But it does seem to be travelling at about 50 to 60. Oh, Wigan Pier! Buzzing, mate. I was more of a zone crew.
Not a thing you see every day. The 40-footer in the fast lane is now coming out of it.
I know!
But...
It's getting very... Oh, it's being blown. The poor thing can't move.
Oh, wow. It's scary.
Mind you, it keeps trying to catch this, but because we've got so much weight, it's not. I've started now at just over 70 to get home faster. We've got 57 miles of range and 33 miles to go. And the weather has just got, well, it's horrendous.
Yeah. The wind is so very bad.
Yeah, everything's being blown all over the shop. I mean, I can feel it blowing us around ever so slightly. But the weird thing is, it's not the body. The body's not being blown around. It's kind of just being buffeted a little bit. But it still maintains composure. It's just, it's quite remarkable. What?
I can't feel it being blown around.
You don't see my steering wheel. It's like this.
I know what you're saying.
Yeah? Well, that's good that the passengers can't, isn't it? Yeah.
I wouldn't have known it was as windy as this if you hadn't told me.
But you'll see that this is remaining quite stable, not really being buffeted around. Whereas that van buffeted from side to side. But because we've got all the weight and the batteries, it means these are far more stable in windy conditions. That is literally like left, right, left, right, left, right. 91. Hey, a Talbot. Now we may well be blowing around, but weirdly, travelling at 70 now, we've seriously started economising, and that's because it's got warmer. So yeah, they do say that the cold affects, and to be perfectly blunt, it does. And just a few degrees warmer will make all the difference to your range. And bear in mind, we've had the heaters on pretty much all the time. We even had the electric seats on at one point. Heated seats, sorry. So it's done well. But it's interesting to see how it's affected with certain weather conditions, certain temperatures, certain, well, hazards. I mean, been a road trip and a half, hasn't it, really?
Unbelievable, yeah.
We didn't really plan for any of this, but
No.
it always makes for an entertaining road trip. Well done, ZSEV. There's Lancaster Park and Ride. Shed load of charges there if you need. It's now just giving us a second warning for low charge. We've got 23 miles. The other thing is, it has disabled lane keep assist. You do notice it, you really do. Especially in this weather. And there we go. That's the end of the M6 for us tonight. 22 miles of range and around 5 miles to go.
Yeah, not too bad then.
Thank you. I think the ZSEVs that made it, well, it's made it simple. But that's the thing, when you've got things like adaptive cruise control, you've got all these like watching systems, it means you could drive far further than you think you could. It's always important to take breaks. So we've been driving for about 5 hours 36 minutes with a couple of breaks. We've done 214.4 miles on the way home. Now we're doing 30 to 40 miles an hour. We're just retaining our 22 miles. Mind you, it's 7 degrees up here, so that's helpful. So here's our BP pulse. It's like deja vu, isn't it? 2 years ago. It really is. I think we got here about 3:30, didn't we?
Yeah.
And it's 2:39, and it should have been about 11 o'clock. Doing 30, really economising. Lights are fantastic here. Even the low beam as well. Decent throw on that. Bloody!
And we made it.
Yes, we're home. About 3 hours over schedule. But
Home safe and sound.
yeah, and on that charge as well. The interesting thing is we've got 18 miles. So it uses way less when you're plodding around on country lanes. But it's done very well on the motorway. It's been a pleasure to drive, and it's felt very safe considering we've been driving through some kind of crazy storm.
So we'll give a more detailed and accurate roundup when we've had some sleep.
I know, I was going to say like last time, but just
Thank you,
give
Ben.
a Rex now. Thank you. You're welcome even.
The MG infotainment system and iSmart app will direct you to the nearest charger when the range is low, but there are other apps available for you to use. We used a combination of these plus SatMap app for our journey. We travelled for just under 450 miles on our Silverstone road trip and charged successfully 3 out of 4 times we stopped to do so, and paid a total of £50.93. We used Waze for navigation through Apple CarPlay, even though the inbuilt system alerts you to weather conditions, school zones and more. Our car was the Trophy Connect and retails for £31,495, including the government grant. To find out more, please check out our full review that's coming soon.